And I will start the slideshow. Bismillah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina Muhammadin Ashrafil Mursaleen wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Alhamdulillah. And as usual, we are going to have a little look at a hadith. I think this one we know. It is from the 40 hadith of An-Nawawi. And it's a very short hadith, but it's very meaningful. Yeah. Amanta in this case, because he's talking to Abu Amrah, Billahi summastaqim. Yeah. So basically, say I believe in Allah and then be steadfast. Because he was asked, tell me something about Islam which I can ask of no one but you. And this was his reply. So what do you think he meant by that, which I can ask of no one but you? Any opinions on this?
When I first hear it just now, my thinking is that Sahabat always like try to be the first, the best, so they will ask these questions.
So he's saying that tell me something that no one that our Nabi has never said to anyone else. Is it something like that?
Like he wants to know, yeah, from the source. And right, that's my understanding. I don't know. Is that what that's meant?
What do you think? Has Sister Bibi read this hadith before?
No, maybe I'm not.
I'm just wondering myself, not that I know and I want to tell you. I'm just wondering why.
No, you asking? Okay, the Sahaba's name is what? Abu Amr.
Abu Amr is also
He's
called
also
Abu
called
Amrah.
Abu Amrah, Sufyan bin Abdullah.
And he reported.
I said, "Oh, Messenger of Allah, tell me something about Al-Islam."
Oh, actually, it's Sufyan. It's just Sufyan Abdullah al-Thaqafi, isn't it? He's being addressed.
Yes.
Yes. But I think the advice is quite clear, right? Say you believe in Allah, and then mean it.
Yeah, so because you know when there is one ayat. We can't always, when you believe, it's not just believing in Islam, but you know you have to be act upon it. You know, so
it was in the Quran, wasn't it? I mean, it's not enough for you to be Muslim. Yes, you must be mu'min, isn't it? Basically, Allah was saying to the people who first, I think in Medina, the people in Medina when they first entered Islam. Well, not actually, maybe not the Madinans, maybe some of the Quraysh in Makkah. I can't remember which. Okay.
And I think also that it's not a one time, it's not something that you do and then it's given, something that you get, but it's something that you have to strive to maintain, something you have to put effort to maintain as a Muslim. It's not like once you're a Muslim and then that's it, you don't have
cannot take it for
granted.
Yes.
And our iman goes up and down, and down.
Yeah. It's something in this advice that what I take it is that it's something that, how to say, they will be struggling it.
Yeah, they definitely. I definitely struggle every day. Subhanallah. Yeah, alhamdulillah. Okay, good. Thank you. Jazakallah.
Sister Zuraidah, just excuse me for a while, just a few minutes.
Okay, now I'm just going to do a little quick run of the mustaqat, so you won't be missing anything much, inshallah.
Okay, I'll be listening now.
All right. Now we finished our mustaqat, and they were these. Remember this? And the last one that we did was actually isim tafdil. Yeah, isim taqlil.
Mm.
And these are what we call derivatives. Yeah, only these. The word mushtaqat, if it's outside our nahu or outside our sarf, yeah, it would just be something that we derive from anything. But in terms of language, these are the 7, yeah, mushtaqat. Just for you to remember. Now we're going to move on to something quite interesting. It's called at-tasghir. You know this? At-tasghir, have you heard of it before, Sister Nazma? I know Sister Bibi has.
Yes, yeah, and
I cannot recall.
You cannot recall. Okay, we shall make you recall now. Hold on, inshallah. Bismillah.
Is that the stuff saghir?
something small.
Something
Probably.
Yeah, sagir means small. Oh, which
Yeah.
is a question I'm going to ask you next. Okay. At-tasghir, the word comes from which family?
Yes, family too.
Yes, family 2. Ta'liman. Ya, allama yu'allimu ta'liman. So, not this shada. Okay, if this shada is nothing to do with that. This shada is because of the hamzatul wasal.
Alif lam.
So now, tasghir was only meant for isims, only for names. You can only make tasghir from isims. You cannot do it with fi'ils, you cannot do it with harfs, yes, and certain isims as well, not all isims. Okay, so it comes from family 2, saghara, yusaghiru, saghir is our command, and tasghir is our masdar. And it means to make something small. So you said saghir, saf saghir, as in saf kabir. Okay. So my question is, this word saghir, you've learned the mushtaqat, right? Oops, sorry. Oh, never mind. It comes up. The saghir. What is it? What type of word is it here? I've given you the meaning. What type of word is saghir here? Of the mushtaqat, which one is it here? Because this pattern is shared. This pattern, this fa'il pattern is shared by isim fa'il, isim maf'ul, yes, sifah mushabbahah, yeah, it's the pattern fa'il is in all of this. So which one is it here? We have just finished our mushtaqat. So isim fa'il also has this pattern, isim maf'ul also has this pattern, sifah mushabbaha also has this pattern, yes. But in this case, in this context, what do you think? It is to be made small. To be made small. So you're not the doer here, you're being done to. Hint.
Maf'ul.
Yes, it is an isim, maf'ul, in the form of fa'il. Yes, we learned this. So not only your mujarrad, your 3-letter of fi'ils have the pattern of maf'ul. Sometimes saghir is also isim maf'ul. You find this in the Quran, like rajim. Yes, this is an example. Hasid is another one. Yeah, that you find in the Quran. So tasghir is when you want to say something, like in this case, Jabalun is a mountain, and you want to say it is a small mountain, saghir, yeah, small mountain. So Jabalun saghirun, you would say Jubail, yeah, little mountain. Cute, yeah. Little man, Rajulun saghir, Rujail, we would say this. So this is tasghir. I am told my name is also in the form of tasghir, but I do not know what the original thing is before it became tasghir. So I'm still searching that one. Okay. So why do we want to have tasghir? Why do we want to have tasghir? Of course, the first obvious reason is because we want to talk about small things. Yes, so that's why we have tasghir. So when we want to talk about small things. So the Arabic way of saying this is, yeah. Oh, indama, was that a sound effect? Or is it my internet's gone again?
We can hear you.
Okay.
Okay.
عندما نتكلم عن شيء صغير. Yeah, when we want to talk about small things. The other thing is if you want to insult someone. Remember that word we saw just now, just a few seconds ago, rujail, small man. Yeah. So
Okay.
maybe we want to insult someone. You know, he's not much of a man. So we say he's a rujail. Okay. Tahqir. This is what we call insult. Yeah. Tahqir. Then, of course, the other one which I like about tasghir the most is when you are talking to someone you love. Yes. So this is one of the reasons why, remember, I gave Anas the name of Anas, my grandson, because I was so in love with the way Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam called Anas when he was small, when he was still young. Yeah, because Anas was a young boy. He used to call him Unais. No, Unais. So that's a form of tasghir. So one reason why we use tasghir is for endearment. Yeah? Tahabbu. Another way, or why, is when we want to say that something is near or close in terms of time or in place. So if let's say we want to say it's almost asar, we would just say Qubayla al-asr. Yeah. So Qubayla al-asr, that means it's almost asar. Or maybe you want to say it's we are just about to reach the house. Yeah. Then we would say Qubayl bait. Yeah, Qubayl bait. So this is to show that you are coming close to a place, a time or a place. Terbalik. The other should be the other way around. Okay. So what can we make tasghir with? What are the syarat, or the shurut, the conditions where we can make tasghir? Not all, like I said, not all isims can be made tasghir. So first and foremost, the isim should be mu'rab. Yes, should be mu'rab. And it shouldn't be mabni. It should not be mabni. But there are exceptions. So I'm going to show you the exceptions now. But these exceptions, we rarely see it. Yeah, we rarely see it, but it does exist. So I'll just mention it, but you don't really have to remember it, just that you are aware of it. Okay, so when I say an isim is mu'rab, I'm talking about isims that are not mabni. The opposite of mu'rab is mabni, because mu'rab you can see the end, the changing of the ends, right? The changing of the i'rab, but not with mabni. Mabni, when you see it, it's always that pattern, that form. You don't change the endings in any way. So one of these mabni isims that we are very familiar with is your isim ishara. Yes, isim ishara. Because your damirs are also another one. You don't make tasghir of damirs, yeah, pronouns. Isim ishara, you don't usually, but they do have. Yeah, the Arabs does this, yeah, but not something that you see often. So for example, isim ishara like za. So you must remember zalika is actually a breakdown of za, li, and ka. Yeah, we saw this when we did. So here we just looking at the isim ishara part, the isim ishara that's proper, which is za. So they would make it a tasghir by saying zayya. Ta, it's talika. Tayya. Yes. And then if it is aula, they will call it ulayya. Aula, yeah, this is with I think this dual form. Ulayya. Yes, that's what they do. And then here we see zani, zayani, tani, tayani. So this is some of the things that they did with isim ishara, which by right is isim mabni, and they should not have made it tasghir, but they do. Yeah, they do. So these are the exceptions. And the other one is for your silah. Oh, sorry, the mausul. I learned another term here for isim mausul. They also call it isim silah, which makes sense. So here, allazi. Allazi, to make it tasghir, they will say alluzayya. Allati, allutayya. Yeah? And allazina, alluzayna. Yeah, sounds nice actually. Then allazani, Al-Zayyani, yeah, Al-Tani, Al-Tayyani. Why we would do this, I have no idea, but they do this. Remember, what's the meaning of Al-Lazi again? Those who, right?
Those who, yeah.
Is this singular? This is singular, right? And then Al-Lazina, and then Al-Lazani is the dual form again. Okay, so first and foremost, the isim should be mu'rab. It should not be mabni. Then the second thing is it must be an isim that makes sense for you to make it tasghir. It cannot be an isim where it's either it doesn't make sense for you to make tasghir, or it may be like how do you say, not proper, improper for you to do this. Yes. So what do I mean by this? You do not, for example, make tasghir of the names of Allah. Yes, you would not do this. Why would you do that? Yes. So we call this la tusagharu. Yeah, we don't make tasghir of these, the names of Allah, the names of prophets, the names of malaika. Yeah, so we don't do this. Not proper for us to do this. Right. Then the other thing is, if it is already in the pattern of tasghir, why would we make it more tasghir? Yeah, we don't have the plural of a plural. Okay, so we don't make, I mean, we do have a plural of plural, but we don't have a tasghir of a tasghir. So we don't do this to a word that is already in the form of tasghir. So some examples, I really can't find the meaning for this really. The only meaning that I could find was for the first one, which is a color. It's kumait. Yes, so this is a tasghir form. And another word, Duraid. Yes, and Suwaid. Suwaid is, sorry?
Zuraidah.
Oh,
Zuraid.
no, Duraid. No. There's no
Oh,
Zal.
two. Okay.
Yes. My name is with a Zal. So this is dull. Yeah, so this is dull. Suwaid is something to do with black. Yeah, something to do with black. And maybe something like that. But it's already in the pattern of tasghir, so we don't make it tasghir. And of course, other isms like these, I think you know why. Like Kul, Ba. Yes, the names of months, you don't say a small April or something like that. Yeah, the names of the 7 days of the week. Yeah, you don't say a small Monday. So these are things, and broken plurals that actually means a lot. So why would you make something that is a lot small? Yeah, so that doesn't make sense. So you don't make tasghir of this sort of isms. Alif Lam Kha is the Arab version of etc, etc. Okay, just in case you're wondering. Okay, so now how do we make an isim tasghir? So we have many methods that we need to go through tonight, inshallah. So kaifa, how? Nusaghir al asma. Yes, how do we make it tasghir? So first thing, we can do this. We put it like this, okay? What are the patterns first? What are the patterns that we know? Aha, this could be a tasghir thing, yeah? Because remember, we have words that are also in tasghir form already. So just like inqalaba is already intransitive, that we don't make it more intransitive. So that's one. So the three patterns are, what did we see just now? Fu'ail. Yeah, this is the most common pattern, fu'ail. Then the other one is fu'ail. Fu'ail. Short. Yeah. And then of course we have this one. Fu'ail. Yeah, with a ya. Yeah. So fu'ail. 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 Yeah. So these are the three patterns. Okay. This rule, you must remember what I'm about to show you. Yes, because it is common in all of these three. And what is it? Okay, the first thing, the fa kalimah. What do you see up here? Dhamma, right? So when you make the musagha, the thing that you make sagir, yes, it's always madmumah. It's always madmumah. No kasrah, no fatha. It's always madmumah. Then what do you see here? Now you see the fatha. Yes. So for the second half, it's always maftuh. Yeah, it's always maftuh.
Mm.
And then you add what we call ya tasghir. Yeah, the unain. Yeah, that sound. Zurai. Yeah, so that I sound is always the third place. Yeah, it comes on the third half of the word. So now we know the patterns. Fu'ail, fu'ail, fu'ail. Okay. Right. We go to the 3-letter isms. This is how we'll always do sarf, right? We always look at the sarf pattern. Even for our mushtaqat, we look at the 3-letter ones, the 4, the 5, and the 6, if there is a 6. Okay. So when we talk about isms, we can talk about isim sulasi, isim rubai, isim khumasi, or more. But with fi'ils, we can't. We stop. There's no fi'ils that go probably more than khumasi. Yeah, because it's a fi'il. What's the pattern that is 6 letters that you can think of? The one with the ist family, right? For example, yeah, that family. So that can be six letter fi'il, but not with isms. Isms can go more because we're talking about names, and we can have names that are really long, right? So that's why it says or more. So for ain, what are the examples that we see? We saw just now rujail, remember? Yeah. Then nah, yeah. This one, if we follow the rule, we put a dhamma, then we have a fatha after that, and then we put as the third letter ya. So this becomes nukhayr. Yes, excellent. Yeah, it becomes nukhayr. So we saw this just now as well for Jabalul, the mountain. So this would become Jupai. Okay, easy peasy. Okay, now let's go to something a little bit more tricky. When you have an isim, 3-letter isim, and the ending is a ta ta'nis. Yes. So then we put the ta ta'nis after it. Yeah. So what do I mean by this? For example, ta ta'nis, tamabuta. Ta tamabuta. The feminine ta. Yeah. Ta'nis is feminine. Yeah. Musanna is not feminine. Mu'annas is feminine. Musanna is dual. Some people get it mixed up, that those two terms. So ta'nis, because musanna and ta'nis sounds almost similar. So they will think automatically, oh, that would be feminine. But actually, it's the, what is the feminine? What do we call it? Mu'annas. Yeah. Sajarah, tree. It has tamabuta at the end. So how do we make how do we make tasghir of this? Forget about the tamabuta first. Just look at the shajara. So with the shajara, it becomes what? Dhamma, fatha, ya. Sujai, right? So sujair, you just stick the tamabuta at the end. So it becomes sujairah. But you do the rules for this one. You leave aside the tamabuta first. Yeah. Then we have Baqarah. Baqarah would be
Buqair.
Bukai, and then stick that tamabuta in, Bukai Ra. Yeah. So simple. Yeah. But just that tata thing. Now, what if it is feminine, but there is no tamabuta? Now, how do we do this? When we make tasghir. When we make tasghir of a word that we know is feminine, but it has no ta ta'nis ending, right? We still have to add the ta ta'nis. Okay, so for example, ainun. We know eyes are feminine. Yeah. So ainun. How do we make the tasghir for the first ain, ya, and nun? Dhamma, fatha, ya.
Uyain.
Okay, uyai. Okay, uyai. You got that part, right? Uyaina. Uyaina. Yeah, uyaina. We have to add the tamabuta for the tasghir. Yeah, the original word doesn't have the tamabuta, But for the tasghir form, we add the tamabuta. Yes, that's the difference. Just now, it had the tamabuta, so we just concentrate on the first three letters and then we stick back the tamabuta, right? In this case, we don't have the tamabuta. We have to add it. Yeah, we have to add it. But we still look at essentially the first three letters. So, okay. What about uzun? Uzun. Okay. How does this begin? It's not, yeah, Uzaina. Yeah, it's always na at the back. So Uzaina. Uzaina. Now this one. Now this is tricky. Nar.
Nar.
Nar. It's not that difficult, really.
Zuraidah.
You're calling me?
Sorry.
Okay. Nara. Yes. Nara, we have to know what the root letters are. The root letters are?
No.
The root letters for Nara, it would be?
Nun alif ra, is it?
Nun alif
Oh, no,
ra.
alif is the letter.
Yes, it's
nun waw ra.
Nun waw ra. So with nun waw ra, we will make the tasghir. Yeah, we will make the tasghir.
So it's
yeah, so it becomes nuwaira. Yeah, nuwaira. Good. Alhamdulillah. Now this one is another one. It's called kid. Kid is like a priok. Yeah, big priok. Kid. Yeah, so how would we make this tasghir? So you can see here, right? The first letter can be fathah, can be dhamma, it can be kasrah, but whatever it is, when we make it tasghir, it becomes dhamma.
Hudairah.
Hudairah. Alhamdulillah. Yeah. So there's this one is treated feminine. This is also treated feminine. So as long as we know it is mu'annas, we have to add the tamabuta when we make it tasghir. Alhamdulillah. Good. So now, if for example, yeah, the middle letter, awsat is the middle, yeah, is alif. We need to go back to the original root letter. No, because usually waw and ya gets turned into alif, yeah? So we need to go back to the original letter. And how do we know the original letter? We open the dictionary. Yes, we open the dictionary. Unless, of course, we are really experts, which I'm not. Okay, so I have to open the dictionary. So in this case, one trick is usually the root letter appears in the plural form. Yeah, or in the plural form, sometimes in the masdar, depends. So we look at the jama' in the dictionary and okay, it's got wow. Great. So now when you know the jama', you know this is actually wow. Pretend the word is ba wow ba. Yeah, pretend the word is ba wow ba, although it's actually ba. Okay. So once you know this, then you can make your tasghir. Yeah. So what? Boy. Yeah. Good. Boy. Then we have something called nabun, which is fang, the taring, gigi taring. And this one, when we look up the plural, it's ya. So we are going to treat it like nun ya ba. Yeah. I find it difficult to nuyaib. Okay, nuyaib. Okay. But then we have to be careful. Yeah, we have to be careful. Sometimes we can't use this rule. Why? We have words like this, for example. Yeah. Nara. When we look at the jama', it's niran. Is it ya? You know, if we look at the jama', if we follow this ruling, we think that it might be nun yara, but we know it's not, right? The previous slide, it was actually nun wawra. But this is one of those cases where originally it was this, yeah. New run is actually the pattern for its jama', but because we have this what we call i'lal. Yes, i'lal. There's a ruling called i'lal, where if you have the weak letter waw and before it is a kasrah, the kasrah wins. Yeah. And the wow has to become a ya. The wow has to become a ya. So this weak letter has changed to a ya. We call this process iqlal. Iqlal and ibdal are two things. When the original letter has undergone a change, it's become something else. Ibdal usually for letters that are sahih, but iqlal are letters that are weak. Yeah. Al-haf'ilah. Okay, so we follow the iqlal ruling. So then we know it's nur, and we do what we did the slide before. Yeah. Nuwaira. So be careful when you do this. Not all the time you can use it, but most of the time it works. Okay, inshallah. Okay, now let's look at other special stuff. What does this one mean? Okay, we have an isim that's 3 letters. Yes, but sometimes you see it like as if there's 2 root letters only. Yeah, yeah. Fa'asbaha ala harfain. Yeah, fa'asbaha ala harfain. So we see as if it is 2 letters, but actually it cannot be, because an isim has to have 3 root letters. Otherwise, it's not a noun. There's no such thing as a 2-letter noun. It has to have 3 letters. So we need to look what's missing. Why has it gone missing? Yeah. So la yujad, that means there's nothing in the Arabic language where the isim is from 2 letters. So like damun, does this mean it's dal and mim? No. So when we look in the dictionary, we see that originally it was from this form. Yeah, damyun. But that same process of making things easy to pronounce, yes, makes it damu. Yeah, makes it damu. So, but we know it was originally dal mim ya. So we work on this. Yeah, we cannot work on this because it's 2 letters only. So how do we make tasghir? Yeah, so we need the 3 letters. So we work on this one, the original one. So this is dal mim ya. So this becomes automatically
Dumai.
Dumai. But in this case, they went one step further. They made idgham of these 2 yas. One sukun and one whatever the i'rab is. So we make idgham of the 2 yas and it becomes dumai. Yeah. So this is the nabar. When we stop at this word in the Quran, for example, when we're reciting, we will say dumai. Yeah, so that people know there's a shaddah on the ya. Okay. So another example. Yeah. And another example here is yadun. You know what yadun is, right? So actually the original word is yadai. Yeah, so we look at this ya, dal, ya. And there it is. So we do the same thing that we did here.
Yudai.
Yudai. Yeah, it starts with a U, always a dhamma. And then followed by fatha. And then the ya tasghir, we call it the ya tasghir. And because we have 2 yas, we idgham them. Yes. And it becomes yudai. Yeah, yudai. But because yudai, hands, 2 hands, remember parts of the body, when it comes in pairs, they become feminine. When it is only one, like a nose, then it's masculine. Yeah. So yadai is also feminine. So we need to stick our tababuta. We need to add that. Yudaiya. Yeah, yudaiya. This is one. Okay, alhamdulillah. Is Sister Bibi with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
I'm just listening.
Okay, alhamdulillah. Okay.
Yeah, I was going in and out here. I had to get some food for Abu.
Take a glass of warm water or cold water. You sound as if you're tired somehow. I get that feeling. Yeah? Alhamdulillah. Okay, now. What about this? What about when you have things like this? Okay. Bidalan. No, what's this? Okay, why bidal, you know, it is to change, right? Okay. So
badal or bidal?
Oh, sorry. Why am I saying bidal? Okay. So the Arabs sometimes do a strange thing. I think it's the effect of the tasghir. Okay, they sometimes do a strange thing. Sometimes they take a word, they drop a half I don't know, maybe they don't like it or something. And then they put another half in its place. So usually they drop a word to shorten it or for whatever reasons, right? But this can't be for shortening because when they remove the half, they put in another half. So this is one example that you find. Yeah, sanatun. Sanatun. Yeah, it wasn't a tamabuta in the first place. Originally, there were two forms. There were two forms. Yes, sanawun, sanahun. But they made it sana. Yeah, sanawun, sanahun. This is a word that is in our hadith and things like that. Yeah, so it does exist. But this is its original form. So we always make tasghir from the original form, and we need to know what they dropped because of this. Yeah, so that's why your mu'jam or your kamus is your good friend. You have to go back to that. Yeah, so sanawun, sanahun. So we can have two forms of tasghir for this word, sana. Yeah, so sin nun waw, how would this become?
Sunai.
Something that we can't really pronounce, right? Yep, okay. So here what happens is we change naklib, yeah, the waw to a ya. This waw, because the waw and ya don't go together. Definitely. Okay, so we need to change this to a ya. That way we can idgham them. Yes, this one we couldn't idgham, we can't even pronounce. So we do this. And we finally have this, and we also know that it is feminine. We stick back the tamabuta. So this becomes sunaya. Sunaya. Yeah. So this tamabuta is actually maybe why it's like that. The other alternative is this one. Yes. So this one we change again the dhamma, fatha, and ya. Yeah, so this one becomes sunai. Sunai. Yeah, but because it is feminine, become sunai.
Yeah.
Sunai ha. Sunai ha. Yeah, sunai ha. So this is this case.
What's the meaning? The sun, is it the year? Sana?
Sana, yes. Correct. Alhamdulillah. Sister Bibi always gets correct. Okay, now this is an interesting one. Okay. Binti. We know this because it's the daughter of, right? Or lady girls, right? So the original word, sorry, is from, yes, Sister Natma, you said something?
No, I was just saying that binti is sometimes the reason you'll be held at airport.
Oh. Why? Oh, are you held at the airport? I know that if your name is Muhammad, you'll be held at the airport for sure.
Yeah, I once, because of binti also.
Oh, because they say, what is this name? Is it? Is it something like that?
I think maybe because binti.
Arabic name.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, Islamic name.
I know Muhammad definitely. Stop. Ahmad pun stop. Okay, Banu. This is the original. Yeah, Banu. Both Ibn and Banu comes with the same. Banu, yeah. And this one in the Quran. So we look at this. Banun waw. So when we want to make it tasghir, dhamma, fatha, ya. So what becomes here? Something. Yep, something we can't pronounce again. Yes, here. Okay, I don't know how to pronounce this, so we have to change again the waw to ya. Yeah, and so this is where we get our bunai. Yeah, bunai. But because it is feminine, bint, we have to add our dhamma pupa. So bunai. Bunai. Right now we look at the muzakkar version, the muzakkar version. Yeah. Ibn, still the same asli. But what did the Arabs do to this? What did they do to this? Yes, for the guys. What did they do to this? So what basically they did was they dropped the waw, they dropped the bow, and they replaced it with the wasl here. Yeah, the hamas the wasl. So this is basically what it's saying. Yeah, they put alif wasl where the waw is, but in the front. in the front. So, but the asli is still Banu. Yeah. This is where the name isim. You know, isim as in this isim, right? So this comes from originally sim mim wow. They did the same thing with isim. For sim mim wow, sim mim wow. So when you make tasghir or sim mim wow, you get sumai. Yeah, just like we do bunai, sumai. So the name Sumayah that we sometimes hear, yes, actually means little name.
Oh,
It's cute, isn't it?
little noun. Little noun.
Ah, little noun. Okay, little
Yeah,
name. I like this little noun. Okay, don't tell Sumaya that. Okay, right, Banu. So same thing, but of course, in this case, we do not add the tamabuta. Yeah, we don't add the tamabuta. It just becomes bunai. Right, so we've done our sulasi. Now we're going to go to the rubai. Rubai. Now, what do we do when it is a rubai? Oh, we get this one. Fu'ail. Fu'ail. Yeah. So the fa kalimah stays the same, dhamma. We still have the fatha on the second one. Then we have our ya tasghir, comes in third, and then the rest. Yeah. Fu'ail. And instead of the fatha that we saw with the sulasi, we have the kasra. Yeah, we have the kasra. Fu'ail. This one. So let's see the common examples that we know. Masjid. Yes, so little masjid or small masjid would be
Musayjid.
yeah, musayjid. Musayjid. Yeah, musayjid. Little home or little house on the prairie, for example. I forgot.
Oh, manzil.
Manzil.
So munaizil.
Munaizil. Alhamdulillah. It's not that difficult. Kan tasghir is quite nice. Just remember the dhamma, fatha, ya tasghir, and what happens to the fourth letter, depending on whether it's rubai, sulasi, or homasi. Okay, munaizil.
After all of the isim, this is fine.
Kan?
This is the easiest one.
Because there's a tune, right? There's a tune, so it's nice.
Yeah,
That's I just fell in love with
No,
the nice.
just remember Sister Zuraidah's name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I hope it's something nice. I'm a little something nice, right? So that's okay.
It
Now-
must be Zai Ra Dal, right?
Yes,
Zar.
I wrote that. There is no zal. I think there's zai roda. Yeah, but not
Zai.
mm.
Zai Ra Dal.
So bunduk is hazelnut, little hazelnut. Now, how will we do this?
Bunaidik, is it?
Bunaidik. Bunaidik. And the name of a person, little Ja'far.
Ju'aifir.
Ju'aifir. Just like Hassan and Hussein, yeah? Little Hussein, little Hassan. Yeah, alhamdulillah. So that's not difficult. Okay. Now, what do we do with those halves with half mud? Wow, the vowels, yeah? Wow, alif, and ya. Okay. So it is wajib. Wajib. Okay, let's see what is wajib here. Let's just see the example. Kitab. Kitab. Okay, the word kitab. So we want to say a little book. So what's your instinct? How would it sound? I'm sure you hear a bit often. Kitab.
Kitab.
Small
Ending
book.
with ba. But it's here it says
the third letter is so we look at kitab, kaf, ta, alif, ba. Yeah, so the third letter is is kitab. Yep, kitab. So how do we make tasghir of kitab?
Wajib qalbahu ya. Kutayb.
Yeah.
Is it Kutayb?
Qaliba. Qaliba? How do you turn? Okay. Kutayb. Because that the ya we change it to ya because we says that we have to change it to ya.
Mm.
So it becomes kutayib, but because of the idgham, yeah, that's where it
Then
becomes
become the ya
kutayib.
shadda. Kutayyib.
Kutayib. Nice name.
Okay.
So let's see something simpler. Or this one. Ragif. Loaf of bread. Bun. Small buns. Buns or loaf of bread. You know, it can be buns as well. So this one, we do the same thing.
Zurayyif.
And we make idgham. And it becomes Raif. This is an animal. Wizard.
Yeah.
Little wizard.
Wazal.
Zayyid.
Wazayil.
Wizard. Yeah, but sorry, my shadda is missing here. Yeah, it should be.
Wazayil.
Wizard. Yeah, same way. Oh, because we have to change this to a ya. It's a must. Okay, it's a must. That at least it's simple. We don't have to look up the dictionary. Yeah, so we have to do this. Okay, alhamdulillah.
Do we have the tasghir isms in the dictionary? Can find it?
Now when I mean go into the dictionary, meaning that to look for the root letter.
Oh, okay.
So we can see this if we see the plurals. Remember, that was one way. Yes, sometimes it appears either in the plurals or sometimes in the Mazda, what the root letter is. So that's why I mean refer to the dictionary, meaning that we find the
root
asli.
letters are there.
Yeah, that's the thing. Okay. Now, when the second letter is alif, then we change it to waw for a rubai. Yeah, for a rubai. So rajil. Just now was the third letter, rajil. This is pedestrian now, a person who walks. Rajil is as opposed to a person who rides, we call rakib. Yeah, rakib, the one who rides. Okay, so this one, we must change it to a waw. So what we're looking at is actually 4 letters here that we want to make tasghir. What was our pattern just now?
Fuwaijil.
So now this one would become
Fuwaijil.
yeah, ruwaijil. We don't have a ya right here. It's just there. Okay, so another simple one. Just now was kitab. Now it's katib. Yes.
Kuwaitib.
So our root letters.
Kuwaitib, is it? Kuwaitib. So the alif become
Wow, yeah, because we have to do this. Yeah, if the second letter is a vowel, then we have to change to wow. If a third letter was a vowel, then we change it to yeah.
So it becomes
We add ya.
Yes, we still have to add ya, as in this is what we call ya tasghir. Yeah, not the ya root letter, but the ya tasghir. So it becomes Kuwaitib. Kuwaitib. Now this one is the knight in shining armor. Faris. Yeah, Faris. So we change that to a wow. It becomes yeah, and then only we make tasghir. It becomes Huwairis. Yeah, simple. Alhamdulillah. Good. We've done the 3 one. We've done the 4th one. The 4 ones. Now we do the 5 ones. The 5 letter ones. Humasi. Now humasi, one more pattern we add. Then only we see this fu'ail. Yeah. So we have 2 fu'ail, fu'ail. Okay. So same rules as before. No change. Okay. Fa kalimah ma'mumah. The second letter with fathah. The ya tasghir comes on as the third letter. Yes. And then something that is it shares with the 4 letter isim. The kasrah. Yes. For the letter that is after the ya tasghir, always kasrah. And the new ruling here is we have to get rid of one of the letters. Okay, so which letter do we get rid of? Okay, this is the thing about humasi. Okay, so we have to nahzif the thing. And one example, this is the name of a person. This is the name of a person again. Farazdaq. Yeah, Farazdaq. So we have a choice here. In this case, in his name's case, we either drop the qaf, yeah, or we drop the dal. We either drop the qaf or we drop the dal because it's his name. It's a person's name. We can do this. For other words that are not a person's name, I mean, like this one, it's like it's not derived from anything. Okay, so we can do this. But if things that are derived, normally what we get rid of is the extra letters. So for this person's name, he's a famous poet, by the way. Farazdaq is actually a famous poet. So we have two ways of doing this. Either we look at Faraz with the dal or Faraz with a qaf. Yeah, we look at the four ahraf. Ahraf is an ahraf or ahruf? Ahraf, is it? Ahraf, right? Ahruf or ahraf? Huruf, there are two plurals for huruf, for half. One is huruf and one ahruf. Ahruf,
I think. No, I'm not sure.
Is it in anybody has a dictionary? We can look in that. I think it should be there. Inshallah. And I'll correct the tashkil for you. I add the tashkil for you. So we do the same thing to get this pattern for Ain or for Ain. So we have for Faraz, this one, yeah. So this one would become Huraizid or Huraizid, yeah. So this one also the same. Huraizik or Huraizik. Ahruf.
Ahruf, yeah.
Ahruf, okay. All right. Ahrafa sounds more like a fi'il. Yeah. So this is what we can do with this pattern. And this is what we can do with this pattern. Yeah, for that. Okay, let's look at another example. This is actually, what do you think it is? From the name, what do you think it is? Safarjal. Safarjal. What do you think it is?
Okay.
Something to traveler. No, cannot be.
Musafir, is it?
Is it Musafir who is a rijal?
Now that's
good
amazing.
Yeah, I was thinking also because the Safar and Rajul coming together.
I'm afraid it's this thing. Okay,
What's
it's
that?
a fruit. It's a fruit actually. It looks like a pear. It looks like a pear. Yeah, but it's not really a pear. So strange. But it is from the pear family, I'm told. And apparently my ustad said that they make a lot of things from it. There's a lot of nutrients in this. So maybe you can have a look, find out what the English name is. And then see.
Yeah.
So in this case, we just drop the last letter. Yeah, we don't have this flexibility with the name. We just drop the last letter. So we look at this and then we make it tasgir. Yeah, so we can have Sufayrij, or the next one would be
Sufayrij.
Okay, Sufayrij. Yeah, Sufayrij. Yeah. Okay, so this is one. And what else does Humasi? Okay, we continue.
Only if name like nama khas that we can choose whether to drop.
But it will always be the last two letters. We won't change the first part. Yeah,
Okay.
Either that letter or that letter to make it into 4. Yeah, to make it 4. From 5, change it to 4. So yeah, for special names. This one is easy because this is Humasi because you derive it. Yeah. So we look at something. We look at the isim part. We don't look at the fi'il part. Yeah. So one of the isims we can deal with is muntalik. Muntalik is isim fa'il. Yes. So what we do is we drop the additional nun, and it becomes mutalik. Yeah, mutalik. Yeah, mutalik. And from mutalik, we put it in this pattern. Easy enough.
Mutailik.
Mutailik. Mutailik. Yeah. So another one we take is from istaghfara. Mustaghfir. Yes. The one who forgives. Oh, the one who seeks forgiveness. Yeah, mustaghfir. Is that right? Mustaghfir, the one who seeks forgiveness. Yeah, okay.
Yes.
So this one, we get rid of the ziyadah here. Oh no, mim is also additional. Yeah, but we look at this one because this is the one that's core. So mim ghafara, we maintain. So it becomes
Muwaifir.
muwaifir and muwaifir. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, alhamdulillah. Okay, so we have just a few more. All right. Alif and nun. When the ending of the isim is alif and nun. Okay, is there a problem here? Let's have a look. So what we do is the ahruf. We have 4 ahruf. There's 4 hurufs in front of the alif and nun. So like this one. So in this case, you just look at the 4, do your tasghir on this 4, and then you add the alif nun.
Oh, it's like the Tanwin process.
So look at this 4. No, so you're treating it like a, how do you say, a rubai, right?
Zuaifir. Zuaifiran, is it?
Yes, alhamdulillah. Ru'aifiran. Yeah, ru'aifiran. I didn't know saffron. I would have thought saffron had a sin in it somewhere, but it's not. Okay, now. What if we have 4 letters before alif and nun? Yeah. Sorry, but we have 3 letters before the alif and nun. We can have 2 cases of this. Okay. We need to look at the broken plural of that word. So if let's say there is no ya in the broken plural, yes, there's no ya in the broken plural, then we do this. Okay. One example is a name. I just put this here. Osman. Osman. Asama is actually a fi'il, but I'm not sure. I think it's to make great or something like that. Yeah. I can't. Oh, did we find out just now what was the ahra? My short-term memory loss. Yes, we did. Okay, in this case, all we need to do is the dhamma, fatha, and ya. Yeah, usaiman. Yeah, we just do this. Nothing difficult. Sakran, someone who becomes drunk. Yeah. Sakran, this would be
Sukairan.
Yeah, Sukairan. Sukairan. Yeah. So the one who is a little drunk. Okay, something like that. Then let's say, so what if the jamak taksir has a ya? So what sort of words are we looking at here? Okay. So iza kana lil isim jamak taksir bil ya. Like sultan. The jamak broken plural of sultan. What do you think the broken sultan of sultan is? Can you think of a pattern that would go with this? So here it is. It's salatin. So there is a ya in the broken plural. Salatin. So when this occurs, what we do is Sulay, we do the treatment for this fellow. Yes. And then we add the ya nun. What did we do before? The one without the ya? The one without the ya, we take the alif nun and we put it there. Yes, after we have looked at that. But for this one, there is no alif nun. Yeah, there's no alif nun. It has a ya nun now. Just now we maintain the alif nun. But for this case, if you know the jamak taksir has a ya in it, then you look at the original thing and you put a ya nun here. You make taksir here and you put a ya nun here. So another example here is another name for the wolf. Yes, Sirhan. Yeah, Sirhan is another name for zip. This one we know from Nabi Yusuf, the story of Nabi Yusuf, right? Sirhan. So now in this case, it will be, you know, the jamak taksir. Zuraihin. Yeah, Zuraihin. It goes in front here for some more reason. Okay, Alhamdulillah. So that's easy enough. So now let's look at the ones that, you know, we when we did our mushtaqat, we always had the one that does not follow the rules, right? What do we call the ones that do not follow the rules? There is a term for it.
Which one?
When we have things that don't follow the rules, we have a term for it.
Is it samai? Samai.
That is what we heard. But that is what we hear. But this one is when it is outside the.
Is it kiasi?
Kias would be rules, following the rules.
With the rules, right? Yeah, that's right. So the other one is samai, right?
This is that when it goes, the term is mukhalif al-qa'idah. It goes against the rules. But there's one word that describes this. And remember, I always say to you, remember when we have the small, the 10 qira'ats, but it's not the one of the 10 qira'ats, we call it. Yes. When it's not one of the 10 qira'ats, what sort of recitation do we call it?
Khilaf.
No, we don't call it khilaf. My dear ladies, I'm sure you know this. When you see it, then you know, never mind. Maybe because it's almost, 10 o'clock already?
10 o'clock already.
Okay. Shaz. Yeah? Shaza. Shaza. Yes, so this is the one. So there's always this. For isim fa'il, isim maf'ul, we always have one that doesn't follow the rules. So there's nothing different about tasghir. We also have words.
How do you pronounce that?
Shazan. Shazah. Usually we call it shazala when it's Okay. This one is because it's a maf'ul. Okay. So you can either use rujail, which follows the rules, but you also hear them saying, as you say, you hear sama'i. Ruwaijul. They have a wow here. They add a wow here. Yes. Then insan, instead of unaisan, instead of unaisan, they add a ya here. Unaisian. Unaisian. And another one here. Maghrib, instead of mughayrib, yes, that we would normally do, becomes mughayriban. They add a alif. So these are things that they do. These are the things that they do. And I've just added here. Just to know. There's actually no rule here because the Arabs just said this, and that's why we hear them, as you say. And all the scholars did was they observed that this is something they practice. So we can't say the Arabs made a mistake. They didn't follow the rules, because it's their language. This is because the Arab says so. This would be the one that Ustad Numan will always say. Alhamdulillah. So we have finished our tasghir, alhamdulillah. Allahu Akbar. So our last topic next week is anasb. Anasb. The one that the ya that shows that something belongs to a certain group. That's the anasb. Okay, inshallah. So I'll post the notes as usual, so then you can look back at it when you need it. Yes, I know sometimes you're too busy, don't go through the notes, but occasionally you might need to refer back to something, right? So this is what notes are for, inshallah. Okay. Subhanallah wa bihamdik, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Ladies, thank you. Barakallahu fikunna.
Jazakallah khairan, Sister Zuraidah.
Ameen, ameen. Go sleep, have sweet dreams, okay?
Okay.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.